Hi guys, thank you so much for joining our webinar this week. My name is Ellis and I'll be going through everything with you. Just want to say welcome again. Last week's episode, we went over the steps of how a vendor registers, what's in the settings, how to respond, what happens when you're awarded, what happens when you don't win a request. So anything vendor related pretty much was done on last week's webinar. We're more than welcome to answer any questions that you have here during this week's webinar, but that video can also be found on our YouTube page where you just kind of search in GovQuote and you will see it right there. We are also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and on everything we have, our handle is GovQuote, GovQuote. So that's if you want to find us anywhere. You can go please go like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. They come out every Wednesday. So then going on this week's episode, I really just wanted to show the two sides, both agency view and vendor view, to kind of everyone. I'm going to go over what an agency sees and how they publish a request and what their view of a request looks like, and then going back in as a vendor and how to kind of go in and respond as a vendor. So I did want to show that. So it might be a quick webinar this week, nothing too lengthy, but again, please ask any questions that you can think of. I will try to get to them either when they pop up or towards the end, but you can just chat us. I started a chat already. If not, there's a little blue chat bubble, or not a blue chat bubble, sorry. It's a little chat bubble that's orange, so you can also go in there to see it. So with that, I'm going to start. So just pulled up the GovQuote page. This would be a user as an agency right here. Just want to show you all the motions of how to request a quote and what an agency sees if you are a vendor, what an agency sees while they post that request. So it's kind of similar in some ways, kind of not. So just want to show you when an agency logs in and they're ready to publish, they'll click this new request button. They'll title whatever they're looking for. Let's just say it's office chairs. Need to replace a few in the conference room. So here they can type in, their model number, their quantity, department they're in if they have. So the agency fills out, in a sense, a form of what they're looking for. Some are detailed like this. Some just show a request box just like this. Just depends on how the agency has set up their account. Then, after that, they select how many quotes they want to allow. So when you see that there are only 5 slots available, that means that the agency is only looking for that many. They do have the ability to increase their number of quotes allowed, so they can always go back in and change this, as well as the due date. So a lot of them will set it to a specific due date, and that's going to keep in mind with their timeline that they have as well. So that's how we do that. Then, again, they can attach any files that they may have, just like you can attach any requests. So if they have files that can help you as a vendor view what they're looking at or looking for, they can always drop that there. So then, after they filled out this form again, we scroll down to the bottom, you click continue. So here, this is how we match you as the agency up, and how we match the agency with the vendor, vendor with the agency requests. So just like how when you select categories as a vendor, you can kind of search in office furniture. So as you can see, we have furniture, office furniture, seating. Agencies, just like a vendor, can select as many categories or as little of categories as they'd like. So that's how that works. Again, if you have any questions, we have the View Details button that will show you exactly what falls under each category and what UNSPSC code it falls under. Again, that is the United Nations Standard Products and Service Codes. That is what we use on our system because we found it had the most products and services in categories. So we use that, and so that would be how you can look into it. So far, super simple for an agency, and then you just click Save as a Draft. Once the request is saved as a draft, they can review it, see if they want to make any changes to it, but if they don't, they just click this Publish button. Now that they've clicked Publish, any vendor that falls under either one or all three of these categories will be notified on the request if you are in their area. So if you have selected Broward County as one of your territories, you will be notified of this request. And this is what the agency views. They view all the quotes will appear on the side, and it'll start saying, you know, company 1, company 2, company 3 by name down here. And just like how you see it, you'll see how many responses are filled up, and the agency can see that as well on each of their individual requests. So that, just in a nutshell, is how that agency is publishing their request and what they are doing. They can also, you know, see any of their old requests. So now that they have put out this request, as a vendor, if you have, again, one of these categories, you will get an email notification. It will look just like this, GovQuote notification. It'll have what the agency has published a request looking for what, their description that they've given, when it's due, and how to view the request and respond. You can just easily click this button. And then, if it is this request, it will bring you there. So now I'm going to log out as an agency, and I'm just going to switch it over to a vendor. And again, what I'm using for these webinars is our beta site. This is kind of where we can play around with everything and kind of show you all how it works all together. So once you've clicked on that notification, it'll bring you to the request just like this. So now it's a vendor view. So as a vendor, you have two options. You can send a quote or ask a question. Super easy. If you are ready to go, you can click Send Quote, put in your total price. You don't need to put a comma. You can accept their terms and conditions. If you wanted to view their terms and conditions, which is great, you can always click the link, and it'll pop up the page. So that's great. If you have a message, please see attached quote. And then you can drag and drop your file directly on there. Again, you just pull it over, you can see it, drop it in. It'll put your quote there, and when you are ready, you can click Send Quote. Just like that, you've now started a conversation. Great question. Yes, when the question was, sorry everyone, when a vendor submits a question, does the agency receive a notification? Yes, just like I showed you on this notification, instead of it saying that they have published a request, it'll say that they have asked you a question, and it'll say the question right there, or if they have submitted a quote. So the agency does get notified when a quote is being submitted or when a question is being asked. They do get that notification as well, and vice versa. If they respond, you get that question asked back to you, or response back. So it is all connected through your email. So you don't necessarily need to ask the agency for their email, because when you submit anything on the GovQuote platform, it already is connected to their email, and vice versa with yours as well. So you don't need to say, hey, can I get your email or your phone number, because the best way to get in contact with them is through the site. It is, again, connected to the email associated on the account. So that is why a lot of the times we say, sometimes it's better not to use a generic email for your group, to have individual users on here, so that depending on what request they're working on, they each get those individual responses. So that right there is how you respond. We could just kind of go back. Again, this would be if you asked a question. I'm just going to kind of show you how I got there. I went back to my quotes. This is just a request we had open, and you can see if you quoted them or not. Right now it says awaiting quote. That means you have not submitted any pricing. And again, it'll just pull up this exact same chat as if you had submitted that quote. So it does reserve your spot. If you just ask a question, you still have the opportunity to submit your quote. So you can ask your question. This is just an RSVP. And when you are ready to change the price, you click here, and now you can add it. And you just click submit. Perfect. Let's say that now something happened, you need to cancel it or you need to change it. Again, you can just click right here to click to change total price. Or if you need to, you can always cancel your quote, not a problem. Super simple, cancel quote. You will no longer be able to message or provide a new quote on this request. Cancel, never mind, don't cancel. So up to your discretion of how you'd like that. That is an option for you. And again, if you wanted to view the request, just right here, it'll pop up everything. So the view is not a click button, just to let everyone know. If you ever tried clicking on it, that's not a button to click on. It's kind of just pointing to this screen right here. This right here is this one down here would be the clicker. So just wanted to show you that. And again, you can always see how many responses that agency has received, not just for yours. So you'll be able to see what your actual quote is, but you would not be able to see what the other quotes have been, but you'll be able to see if other slots have been taken up. So any questions so far on maybe any account information, or again, how to submit or change your pricing? I can always go back and over anything. Or any questions on the agency side that you may have or that you didn't really realize or that came up on this webinar. Anything else I should go over real quick? I already answered that one. So while we're here, I'm going to go over settings with you all. I was talking earlier about how I suggest having not a general email for your company, not like a sales@xyz.com, kind of having that individual login. And it is important because let's say I'm out of the office and I submitted a quote for the tree trimming, but now I'm going to be gone for a week, I'm going on vacation. My colleague Cynthia can log into the account and I don't have to say, hey, look, my password is going to be on a sticky note in the top drawer of my desk. Cynthia's going to have to go through my desk, find it somewhere, and what if it's not even in the first drawer? So what you can do is instead, you can have that other person have their own individual login, part of your same company, and it works just as well for an agency. You can have individual users. And what you can do is you just go here inside your name, top right, click settings, and you have this users tab right here. So that way you can add anyone else in, or let's say someone leaves. Cynthia decided that she did not want to work here anymore, and she has moved on, she moved to a different state, or whatever has happened. She no longer needs access to the GovQuote account. You can easily delete user. Super simple, super easy. That way their account's deleted. So you don't have to delete the full account, you can just delete that individual user on the account. But again, if you wanted to add, it's same for both vendors and agencies. You go to your settings, there's a users tab, and that is where you can invite them or delete them. All right, well, like I said, it is going to be a short webinar this week. Just really wanted to show you guys how what an agency views, what a vendor views, and kind of share that with both of you guys. So that is in a nutshell our webinar for this week. Again, if you want to share it with anyone, please do. It will be uploaded either later today or by tomorrow. On our YouTube channel, you can just search GovQuote. We will also send out an email for it. All of our handles for Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube is all just GovQuote, GovQuote. So just please like and subscribe, and that way you guys can follow us every week if you can't make it.